Sean, what will the visit Friday look like? Will there be a ceremony? Will they speak? Will Zelensky do an interview with Fox or two-way? What do you think Friday looks like?
We're locking him down right now for Monday morning. I
Yeah.
think it's an Oval Office ceremony. Trump says, I'm great deal. This is awesome.
I'm sorry, stop you there. If it's a beautiful day, don't you think it'll be outside?
No,
Friday's
because
gonna
they're
be
paving the
today's
rose garden.
66. I uh you know what? Actually, you're right. The more I think about it, if they did midday, it'll be in the high
Because
50s.
Trump knows that historic White House ceremonies like this are usually outside.
Yeah. Uh,
Will there be a lot of invited guests?
oh, I think so. Absolutely.
So it's big. It's like a big
Fact.
event.
Now I may actually I'm gonna go. I
Yeah,
will,
yeah. All right, you be
I
our
just
correspondent there. And will Trump give a speech and Zelensky give a speech? Like, just walk through what you think the run
yeah,
of show will be.
if I had to if I first of all I will say this, just overall the digital and production teams deserve a ton of credit how they're staging it. Obviously, the president is the best producer of his own stuff, but if you look at the products they're putting out and how his events have been
Top
staged,
notch, top
top
notch.
notch. That being said, if I stage this, I'd have them two come out of the Oval Office, go to those in the Rose Garden. I mean, outside the Rose Garden, two podiums. Treat it like a state visit. You make statements. He talks about what the U.S. got, and then potentially takes a couple questions. But I would treat it like a normal state visit.
Dan.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think they make this like a big deal. It'll end the week. It'll dominate the news coverage on Friday night. I think the big issue though is we don't really know the details of what are in this. There's some reports that kind of Ukraine got some stuff, like it's not as bad as it initially was feared. America's not getting the 500 billion in minerals, and the reason I bring this up is Trump will want to claim victory and be the kind of conquering hero. Like, I got Zelensky here. We are getting something. We're getting repaid. If that's not the reality, like, does Zelensky just kind of shut up because all he cares about is what's signed on paper and let Trump kind of go run his mouth? Or does that get uncomfortable where Zelensky feels like, he needs to kind of like Macron put his hand on his arm and say, not really. So we'll
Oh,
see.
he
Because
has to, Dan, because here's the deal. My guess, if I had, like, we got some rare earth minerals, whatever the number is, frankly, I
right.
think the idea that we are now actually getting something in return for what we do is good for our country. But I think that Zelensky's learned his lesson. And he's also watched Macron, to your point, Dan, that he's going to say, okay, the last time I kicked dirt in him, but here's why. This is why I think it matters. My guess is that we have committed advisors, not boots on the ground, that we have advisors going in, will continue some kind of aid on the military front, and that Zelensky knows if I kick dirt in his face or try to say it's not as bad, then Trump just says, yeah, and we'll see what the future holds, kind of thing. Like, and so
Totally,
Zelensky can't
totally
let this
agree.
fall apart.
Totally agree. Trump's going to be nicer to Zelensky than he's been behind his back, and Zelensky's going to be super nice.
But to your point, Mark, we see this all the time. Like Trump, whether it's 2016 and how he talked about all the other candidates, or DeSantis during the primary this time, and then once it's over. And I've told this to people. Donald Trump has said to me, like, rip my head off, and then come and been like, hey, by the way, I heard you're having a bad day. What can I do to help? Like, he can turn so quickly
On a
from
dime, on
on
a
a
dime.
dime, and I've never seen anyone compartmentalize like he can. Like, he
Bill
can.
Clinton. Bill
Bill
Clinton
Clinton, I
is
was just going
Bill
to say,
Clinton
same
is
way. Yep.
Okay,
he's just
well,
like Clinton, just like
Yep.
Clinton.
Clinton, I don't have as much
Yeah,
experience with,
yeah.
but
It's the exact
I will
same
say
thing.
that he's, so he can go. Everyone kind of looks around and goes, how could he turn from going like this to this? And that's
That
just how he
that's him.
operates.
Exactly.